Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to do another one of my episode from my Zen Tales due to popular demand. Um, so these are taken from Paul Reps's book, Zen Flesh, Zen Bones. So the first one's called Happy Chinaman. Anyone walking about Chinatown in America will observe statues of a stout fellow carrying a linen sack. Chinese merchants call him Happy Chinaman or Laughing Buddha. You may have seen a lot of the pictures of the big Buddha with a big belly. The big, um, that's this one, Ho Tai. So this Ho Tai lived in the Tang dynasty. He had no desire to call himself a Zen master or to gather many disciples about him. Instead, he walked the streets with a big sack into which he would put gifts of candy, fruit, or donuts. These he would give to children who gathered about him to play. He established a kindergarten in the streets. Whenever he met a Zen devotee, he would extend his hand and say, "Give me 1 penny." And if anyone asked him to return to a temple to teach others, again he would reply, "Give me 1 penny." Once, as he was about his play work, another Zen master happened along and inquired, "What is the significance of Zen?" Otai immediately plopped his sack down on the ground in silent answer. Then, asked the other, "What is the actualization of Zen?" At once the happy Chinaman swung his sack over his shoulder and continued on his way. Because Zen is a practical thing. It's a thing that we do in practice. It's not just all words and teachings which don't make you any more spiritual. It's actually doing something. It's actually going out and doing something positive. It makes all the difference. So the second story is called A Buddha. In Tokyo, in the Meiji era, there lived two prominent teachers of opposite characteristics. One, Unsho, an instructor in Shingon, which is a form of Buddhism, kept Buddha's precepts scrupulously. He never drank intoxicants, never did he eat after 11 o'clock in the morning. The other teacher, Tanzan, a professor of philosophy at the Imperial University, never observed the precepts. When he felt like eating, he ate. When he felt like sleeping in the daytime, he slept. One day, Unsho visited Tanzan, who was drinking wine at the time, not even a drop of which is supposed to touch the tongue of a Buddhist. "Hello, brother," Tanzan greeted him. "Won't you have a drink?" "I never drink," exclaimed Unsho solemnly. "One who does not drink is not even human," said Tanzan. "What do you mean to call me inhuman just because I do not indulge in intoxicating liquids?" exclaimed Unsho in anger. "Then, if I am not human, what am I?" "A Buddha," answered Tanzan. It's quite a good story. They're all about just following rules and regulations. It's about what you are as a person within. It's not, you can not drink, not smoke, not do anything like that, not eat meat, and you can still be a nasty person. On the other hand, you can do all those things and be a very spiritual person. Obviously, to refrain from those things helps a lot, but it's not essential for certain people. Now, this one's called Shohun and his mother. Shohun became a teacher of Soto Zen, which is a soft style of Zen, rather than Rinzai, which is more shouts and slaps and what have you. When he was still a student, his father passed away, leaving him to care for his old mother. Whenever Shohun went to a meditation hall, he always took his mother with him. Since she accompanied him when he visited monasteries, he could not live with the monks. So he would build a little house and care for her there. He would copy sutras, Buddhist verses, and in this manner receive a few coins for food. When Shohun bought fish for his mother, the people would scoff at him, for a monk is not supposed to eat fish. But Shohun did not mind. His mother, however, was hurt to see others laugh at her son. Finally, she told Shohun, "I think I will become a nun. I can be a vegetarian too." She did, and they studied together. Shohun was fond of music and was a master of the harp, which his mother also played. On full moon nights, they used to play together. One night, a young lady passed by their house and heard the music. Deeply touched, she invited Shohun to visit her the next morning or the next evening and play. He accepted the invitation. A few days later, he met the young lady out in the street and thanked her for her hospitality. Others laughed at him. He had visited the home of a woman of the streets. One day, Shohun left to a distant temple to deliver a lecture. A few months afterwards, he returned home to find his mother dead. Friends had not known where to reach him, so the funeral was then in progress. Shohun walked up and hit the coffin with his staff. "Mother, your son has returned," he said. "I am glad to see you have returned, son," he answered for his mother. "I'm glad too," Shohun responded. Then he announced to the people about him, "The funeral ceremony is over. You may bury the body." When Shohun was old, he knew his end was approaching. He asked his disciples to gather around him in the morning, telling them he was going to pass on at noon. Burning incense before the picture of his mother and his old teacher, he wrote a poem. "For 56 years I lived as best I could, making my way in this world. Now the rain has ended, the clouds are clearing, the blue sky has a full moon." His disciples gathered about him, reciting a sutra, and Shohun passed on during the invocation. Next is called Not Far from Buddhahood. A university student, while visiting Gassan, asked him, "Have you ever read the Christian Bible?" "No, read it to me," said Gassan. The student opened the Bible and read from St. Matthew. "And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself." Gasson said, "Whoever uttered these words, I consider an enlightened man." The student continued reading. "Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth. And to him that knocketh it shall be opened." Gassan remarked, "That is excellent. Whoever said that is not far from Buddhahood." It's often said that Jesus' teachings are very Buddhist orientated, and because they talk about peace and love and returning good for evil, very similar teachings. And Gassan, of course, recognised that. And the last one is called Reciting Sutras. A farmer requested a Tendai priest to recite sutras for his wife, who had died. After the recitation was over, the farmer asked, "Do you think my wife will gain merit from this?" "Not only your wife, but all sentient beings will benefit from the recitation of sutras," answered the priest. "If you say all sentient beings will benefit," said the farmer, "my wife may be very weak and others will take advantage of her, getting the benefit she should have. So please recite sutras just for her." The priest explained that it was the desire of a Buddhist to offer blessings and wish merit to every living being. That is a fine teaching, concluded the farmer, but please make one exception. I have a neighbour who is rough and mean to me. Just exclude him from all those sentient beings. You can't exclude anyone from all the sentient beings. Everyone has the Buddha nature, the divine nature, the spiritual nature. So we should try to love all beings. Of course we can't. We love some people more than others. Outwardly, we can't love everyone equally, but we can always try and see that inwardly we're all divine, and we're all on the same journey. We've all been where other people are at the moment in past lives, and we'll be where they are in future lives. So we can just try and do our best. So thank you for listening. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace on earth and goodwill to all beings.